Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Sada again. I'm going to read you a story called Wilford, Gordon, McDonald, Partridge by Mem Fox, one of my absolute favorite authors. She's got lots of books in the library, so make sure you look for them. And it's illustrated by Julie Vivas. Wilford, Gordon, McDonald, Partridge. There was once a small boy called Wilford Gordon McDonald Partridge, and what's more, he wasn't very old either. His house was next door to an old people's home, and he knew all the people who lived there. He liked Mrs. Jordan, who played the organ. He listened to Mr. Hosking, who told him scary stories. He played with Mr. Tippet, who was crazy about cricket. He ran errands for Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. He admired Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. But his favorite person of all was Miss Nancy Allison Delacourt Cooper, because she had 4 names just like he did. He called her Miss Nancy and told her all of his secrets. One day, Wilford Gordon heard his mother and father talking about Miss Nancy. "Poor old thing," said his mother. "Why is she a poor old thing?" said Wilford Gordon. "Because she's lost her memories," said father. "It isn't surprising," said mother. "After all, she is 96. "What's a memory?" asked Wilford Gordon. He was always asking questions. "It's something you remember," said father. But Wilford Gordon wanted to know more, so he called on Miss Jordan, who played the organ. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something warm, my child, something warm." He called on Mr. Hoskins, who told him scary stories. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something from long ago, me lad, something from long ago." He called on Mr. Tippet, who was crazy about cricket. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something that makes you cry, my boy, something that makes you cry." He called on Miss Mitchell, who walked with a wooden stick. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something that makes you laugh, my darling, something that makes you laugh." He called on Mr. Drysdale, who had a voice like a giant. "What's a memory?" he asked. "Something as precious as gold, young man, something as precious as gold." He looks like a giant too, doesn't he? So Wilford Gordon went home again to look for memories for Miss Nancy, because she had lost her own. He looked for the shoebox of shells he had found long ago last summer and put them gently in a basket. He found the puppet on strings, which always made everyone laugh, and he put that in the basket too. He remembered with sadness the medal which grandfather had given him, and he placed it gently next to the shells. Next, he found his football, which was as precious as gold. And last of all, on his way to Miss Nancy's, he went into the hen house and took a fresh warm egg from under the hen. I wonder if this is going to help Miss Nancy. Then Wilford Gordon called on Miss Nancy and gave her each thing one by one. What a dear, strange child to bring me all these wonderful things, thought Miss Nancy. Then she started to remember. She held the warm egg and told Wilford Gordon about the tiny speckled blue eggs she had once found in a bird's nest in her aunt's garden. She put a shell to her ear and remembered going to the beach by tram long ago and how hot she had felt in her button-up boots. She touched the metal and talked sadly of the big brother she had loved who had gone to war and never returned. She smiled at the puppet on strings and remembered the one she had shown her sister and how her sister had laughed with a mouthful of porridge. She bounced the football to Wilford Gordon and remembered the day that she had met him and all the secrets that they had told. And the two of them smiled and smiled because Miss Nancy's memory had been found again by a small boy who wasn't very old either. End, boys and girls. Wasn't that interesting how all of Wilford Gordon's memories that he put in the basket helped Miss Nancy remember all of her memories? They had connections, didn't they? The beach and the shells and the warm egg. What a good friend Wilford Gordon McDonald Partridge was. I hope you enjoyed the story, and make sure you look for books by Mem Fox in the library. She's a wonderful author, and I promise you'll love her books. Bye-bye.